After 2 months of radio silence since the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, Lewis Hamilton finally ended his social media hiatus. Digesting the devastating loss of his world titles hit the racer harder than anyone could ever imagine. How did Hamilton announce his return to the Formula One 2022 season? Stay tuned to find out more. First, Lewis Hamilton announces his grand return to Formula One on Instagram. On February 5th, 2022, Hamilton's fans and Mercedes celebrated the racer's comeback through a social media post. Where did Hamilton post after all these months of inactivity? The Formula One driver posted a picture on Instagram, captioned with, "I've been gone, now I'm back." The 37-year-old racer sported red and yellow track pants with a stylish white sweatshirt, posing at the Grand Canyon. Serena Williams and Mercedes expressed their happiness by congratulating the talented Formula One racer on his return. Wow, we just breathed out a sigh of relief. This picture provided immense comfort to us and other die-hard fans of Hamilton. Why is this so? It's because the post debunked rumors about him quitting the thrilling profession of racing. Why were there rumors about Lewis quitting? After a humiliating loss at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, Hamilton lost his 7 prestigious world titles to fellow racer Max Verstappen. The loss came as a shock, as the last-minute win of Verstappen changed the trajectory of Lewis Hamilton's performance throughout the Formula One 2021 season. How did Hamilton react to losing at the Formula One 2021 season's final race? Speechless at how the race took a turn in Verstappen's favor just before the finish line. Hamilton congratulated the fellow racer and then engaged in a 2-month hiatus. What did Lewis do after the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix? The star racer unfollowed everyone on his Instagram account and never spoke about the loss he faced that day. Next, the FIA investigates the final moments of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix race. After visiting the Windsor Castle and Mercedes factory, Hamilton maintained a very low-profile public image, taking in the loss of 7 world titles, even though Mercedes refused to pursue an appeal to the results announced at the final race. The FIA launched a full-fledged investigation to confirm the results was as accurate as possible. At the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix event, it came to light that the FIA race director, named Michael Massey, forced a restart on the final lap. This led to the inaccurate application of safety rules and increased the chances of Hamilton's loss. What did the Mercedes boss Wolff think about this issue? While Hamilton refused to speak on the matter, Wolff claimed that even though they dropped the appeal, Mercedes hopes that the FIA can hold those who make questionable decisions on the tracks rightfully accountable. In addition, Toto Wolff added that Lewis Hamilton was gutted after losing the race due to these events that unfolded in the last lap. Nobody was sure if the racer would even return to the motorsport for Formula One's 2022 season. Thankfully, Hamilton has announced his return, putting both his fans and Mercedes at ease. When will the FIA conclude the investigation? The highly awaited final decision regarding the results of the Abu Dhabi's race will be analyzed and presented at the World Motorsport Council. The meeting is set up to take place on March 18, 2022, before the beginning of the next Formula One season, opening at the Bahrain Grand Prix. What's next for Lewis Hamilton in the Formula One 2022 season? During this 2-month hiatus, when asked about Hamilton's plans to return to Formula One racing, many were unsure. Even the Mercedes boss, Wolff, was on the fence whether the loss of the prestigious world titles demotivated the incredible driver enough to open the door of a racing car again. However, keeping his word and pursuing the 2-year contract with Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton's presence is anticipated at a preseason event. What event will this be? Eager to find out? Don't worry, we'll tell you. Lewis is expected to attend the launch of the Mercedes 2022 car at Silverstone. When will the Mercedes launch take place? This highly anticipated launch will be carried out on February 18, 2022, 7 days before the preseason testing is due in Spain. While the FIA is yet to announce the final decision on March 18th, we are over the moon that Hamilton has mustered up the courage to race again and isn't retiring. We sympathize with the professional racer and hope that he can use the 2021 F1 season's loss as a motivating factor to further improve his performance in the upcoming 2022 season. Next, Andreas Seidel wants Abu Dhabi Grand Prix case to be concluded. Now that we've celebrated Hamilton's return, let's move on to discuss what the other Formula One racers think about the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix results. While many believe any publicity is good publicity and use controversies as a marketing tool, Andreas Seidel thinks otherwise. The McLaren team principal has stated that he can't stress enough how the FIA needs to put the Abu Dhabi case to rest already. Why does Seidel think so? In an interview with Crash.net, the team principal claimed that the event of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix was one of the most controversial events of the F1 2021 season. In addition, Seidel wants the FIA to release a detailed report on what mistakes occurred that day so they aren't repeated in the future. He believes that prolonging the closure of this tedious case and controversy is ruining the image of the widely loved motorsport. What else did the McLaren team principal have to say? According to Seidel, the FIA and F1 teams need to come together and create strategies that can be implemented to avoid grave mistakes on the racetracks. Andreas thinks that race directors that give talented drivers a platform to excel in should be supported wholeheartedly. However, he added that directors should have the guts to admit to their mistakes and hold themselves accountable if a confusing situation unfolds. We completely agree with Seidel and think that proper rules and regulations should be imposed to avoid mishaps in the future. Up next, Carlos Sainz claims that he respects Lewis Hamilton more after the Abu Dhabi controversy. While controversies have their pros and cons, Lewis Hamilton has gained an admirer from the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix fiasco. Ready to find out which Formula One driver has announced his respect for Hamilton? Keep watching to find out. Carlos Sainz, a Spanish Formula One racer, added himself to the long list of Lewis Hamilton fans. Why did Sainz do so? The Spanish racer revealed to Corriere della Sera that he was astonished by how Hamilton dealt with the loss of 7 world titles. He claims that Hamilton's maturity and ability to process the tough situation led him to respect the Mercedes driver even more. What other praises did Carlos have for Lewis Hamilton? Sainz highlighted how difficult it is to face the crowd after a huge loss in your career, but still, Hamilton managed to churn out a few sentences at the podium. It was evident that Lewis was struggling to accept the reality at the moment, and yet he dealt with the situation wisely and properly. Carlos applauded the British champion for being so steadfast in his role and touching his heart by showing how a true winner behaves. In addition to this, Sainz shed light upon how Formula One racing needs to avoid taking the path football has adopted in recent years. Carlos emphasized that mistakes shouldn't be repeated to avoid petty controversies that are common in the football world. The Spanish racer claims that Formula One doesn't require disastrous tension for publicity and should prioritize improvement. Ricciardo claims Massey needs assistant being race director after the 2021 Abu Dhabi GP. The announcement of the FIA's decision regarding the controversy at the Abu Dhabi GP race is on everyone's minds, from team principals to fellow professional racers. Everybody has an opinion they aim to share before the final verdict is announced on March 18th. The race director, Michael Massey's job is on the line due to his problematic judgment at the Verstappen versus Hamilton world title race. While the investigation is still going on, McLaren's Daniel Ricciardo claims that it would be sad to see Massey go because of one mistake. What more did Daniel have to say about the situation? After bumping into Massey at an event, Ricciardo got to know about the race director's insanely hectic work routine. Keeping this in mind, Daniel revealed that Massey needs help managing his tasks and doesn't deserve to be dismissed because he is a nice guy that is dedicated to Formula One racing. Furthermore, Ricciardo added that traveling and managing every race isn't easy. Fatigue must have likely taken a toll on Massey's decision-making capabilities. In addition, Daniel Ricciardo's team member named Lando Norris is rooting for Michael Massey and hopes to see him as race director for the Formula One 2022 season and more in the future. Norris claimed that Massey has been an excellent director that has shown growth and improvement every Formula One season ever since he took on the responsibility. We respect and think all perspectives should be carefully considered before the FIA announces a permanent decision. That's a wrap for this video. We hope you enjoyed it. What do you think about the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix controversy? Does the race director Michael Massey deserve another chance? Are you excited for Lewis Hamilton's return to the sport? Let us know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching.